Hello viewers. In this tutorial, we'll be understanding about data validation in MS Excel. Data validation is a fabulous tool if we need to work upon a shared spreadsheet or even if we are entering the similar kind of data in our worksheet. So here's a sample sheet we have of an organization where an HR needs to update the details of the employees in the organization. So here we have some fields like employee number, name, department number, designation code, gender, marital status, qualification, last CGPA, email ID, and mobile number. So say for example, we have some set rules that would be given in our organization. Like for example, department number existing in the organization is 10, 20, 30, say for example only. Designation code as of now of the employees is only manager, AGM and GM. Gender, male, female, marital status, married, unmarried, divorced. Qualification, a set rule can be defined. Email ID must be in only lowercase, mobile number only in 10 digits. So how do we set the validations for the data I need to enter? So for this, I need to go to the data tab. And there is an option of data validation. When I select data validation, there are n number of controls available here. For this particular rule, where I need only 10, 20 and 30 as my department numbers. So I select list and I can mention the given set separated by commas. 10, 20, 30. I should not ignore blanks and I want in cell drop down, of course. Let's see how it comes. I say OK, and there is a drop down menu created here. And when I select this, I can select the department code simultaneously. The same can be copied through autofill. Of course, the data would be again copied here. But if I do not wish to copy the data, but only copy the data validation, so we have an option in paste special. How do I do that? I have copied the cell I want the data validation to be copied and selected the range where I need to copy the data validation. I go to home. Below paste, we have option of paste special. Clicking on the paste special tab, I click on only validation to be pasted and say OK. So if you see here, the data validation has been copied. Now if you see, the column has arrived where I can select for 20, 30, whatever the department I want. Right. Of course, if I need to autofill for some people, I can do so as well doing this. The autofill handle. Fine. So of course, when I have said ignore, not to ignore blanks, that data validation is still there. But there is no use of setting data validation if it is not signifying what is being done here. So what can be done to give the user the message that what kind of data to be is, what kind of data is to be entered in this text. Now I again go to data validation. Of course, now let's have the shortcuts being used here. I press Alt where all the shortcuts are activated. I press A because I need to go to data tab. Then data validation is with V and the first option I need to select, which is data validation again. So I select V again. So it is Alt A V V for this menu to open. So the rule remains same. Now I wish to enter an input message. It would be shown when a particular cell with the data validation rule is selected. Only 3 departments exist. either 10/20/30. 10/20/30. Right? So this would be in the title and the input message would be shown here. Let's see how it is being shown. Now see, I have selected the cell where I have given the input message and where I want the input message, and it is showing me in the title what I had mentioned, and the description is shown as 10/20/30, which I had specified to the interface. Now again, if I wish to copy the same rule in the other cells, again I can do the same thing, Control C, Control Shift down till I want to copy paste and paste special, validation. Okay. Now if you see, whatever field I am going, it is giving me the information, what to be entered and what not to be entered. So similar, I have already done with designation codes where manager, AGM and GM positions can only be filled, and that's coding is already been done. That can be shown in the again the same window I want. Alt A B V. So of course the input message is not shown, so I can always deselect if I don't want to show the input message, and of course select if I want the things to be displayed here. List, ignore blank to be deselected, cell drop down. So what if I do not select the cell drop down? Okay. Now, if you see here, the cell drop down is not mentioned, but the data validation is there. So if I write anything apart from this, that rule exists. Say I say assistant manager, say for example, so it would not allow me to put because the validation has been set, but the drop down is not been defined here. Fine. So if I retry, and it would allow me to only enter what fields I have given the Excel to mention. What fields I have entered previously in the data validation window. Now, similarly, it has been done for male and female marital status. For the purpose of qualification, I had not mentioned any rule here. But if so, I wish to enter based upon the already existing employees. Say, for example, there are similar kind of qualifications seen again, but again, it is more than 2 to 3 options, of course. So what if I have maybe 7 to 8 or maybe more than that as well to be listed in this qualification drop down menu. So what can be done is I can select that data from the cells I want, and I need not type the same set of data in the data validation window. I'll show you how. So say for example, this is the set of data or set of qualifications which generally repeat in my organization. So what can be done to have feed this data into the window? I'm copying this data to the sample cell, and of course it is repeating in nature, so I can remove the duplicates from this column K, and it says 7 unique values remain. I say OK, and this is the data I need to feed in, say this drop down menu of qualification. So I go to this particular cell, or why not? Why only cell? We can always go for the complete range of cells as well, where I need to put the data validation. I'm selecting data validation, list, and I'm ignoring blanks, but I want the list to be in this drop down menu. So for this, for not to type and select the range I have set in the Excel, so I can click on this button. So it would shorten the window and I can select the range I want. So see, it has shortened me the window and I am selecting the range I want. I say, and then I expand this window again. If you see, this has selected this range and I say, OK. Now, if you see in all these cells, the menu has been created. I can select from the given set directly. Perfect. Coming to the field of last CGPA. Now, as we know that CGPA can be ranging from 1 to 10 only. And here we have an additional rule that it should be in 2-digit decimal only. So for the same, we can have the data validation rule set with Alt A, VV, and we have, as seen earlier as well, we have a number of controls here. For this, I am selecting decimal because I want the decimal numbers to be also included. Fine. So I give the range from 1 to 10. Not to ignore blanks. So I have unchecked this column. Given the input message, only show between 1 to 10 only. Now, for the users to enter, I can specifically write with 2 decimals that they would follow. But as such, there is no formatting to have 2 decimals to be only included. So apart from that, apart from giving a message, what else you can do? So I say OK. And I am typing the text, say, so I'm typing the text 6.8974, whatever. So, but it is not. I want a similar pattern of data for all my fields, all my entries. So what else I can do is I can select the decimal range from here, that is increase or decrease in decimal. I have gone to home tab and below in the number formatting, I have the decimal formatting that can be done. So I say decrease decimal to 2 places. So whatever decimals you will be typing here, it would be rounded off to the nearest 2 decimal numbers. So I say 7.568934, say for example, but it has rounded off to 7.57 only. Even if now if you will click here, it will show me the complete figure, but it will display only the 2 decimal number only. So apart from giving a message which is displayed here, which can be given in the data formatting, you can also have your so it is not allowing me to enter more than 10, but it would of course allow me to enter more than decimals, but it would, because of the number formatting I have mentioned, it would only display the 2 decimals only. So I retry and give a number which is between 1 to 10. So now I move to mobile number first before mail ID. In mobile number, as we all know, I want 10 digits only to be included, not more than that, not less than that. So I go to again Alt A V V, which is data validation window, and in the settings, I am selecting text length here, and I am saying 10 minimum and maximum also as 10, because I cannot have less than 10 and not more than 10 as well. So, or even I can select not between or equal to 10 only. Better that we select equal to here. So you can, apart from between, you have a number of other options as well here. So I have selected equal to here. I say OK, and if you will see, it would only allow you to enter 10 digit only. If I enter more than this, If I enter more than this, it would give me an alert that I cannot have more than 10 digits or even less than that. Similarly, we can copy the data validation in other cells and go for your data entry procedure. Now coming to mail ID. Now email ID as such, I do not have any control where I can say the text should be in lowercase. So what needs to be done here? I would customize the rule here. How? I'll show. Data validation, and I have entered a formula here. Now, what is this formula all about? And is for the logic that I want both the conditions to be true, and exactly it should be in the lowercase. This I2 cell should be in the lowercase and should be in text only. So this is the formula I have entered for this particular criterion, that I want a text that should be in lowercase only to be the valid set of data, not anything apart from this. I say OK, but there is a limitation in this formula now. If I write any, of course, it would not allow uppercase. The only limitation with this data validation rule or the formula that I have specified is that it allows me to enter data, which is text and of course lowercase, but it would allow me to enter even without the domain name. So for a valid email ID, I at least need an @ sign in my email ID. So I would welcome and I would be very glad if any of my students can give me the formula for lowercase as well as text as well as @ sign being included into my data validation rule. Please write your suggestions, not your suggestions, please write your correct answers for this rule, including the @ sign in the comments for this video. That's how I'll be able to know if you are actually able to think in a way I want you to have the customizations and the rules created by yourself, and also know that how well you are able to apply what I'm teaching you. So now we have discussed about list, creating a list, range, characters, and of course, customizing the formula to have uppercase. Customization, there is no end to it. You can customize the formulas for n number of things and create your own rules here as well. Now, the another great feature with data validation is that it gives you 3 styles of alert, 3 behaviors, if you will see. So if you have noticed that there are 3 windows being opened when I select this data validation window, that is setting, input message, and error alert. We have discussed about settings and input message, and we have 3 stop, warning, and information. If I would like to explain these in short, stop is where it would not allow you to enter apart from the rule you have entered. Warning, it would give you a warning, but will allow you to do it. It would give you an option of yes, no, cancel. So if you select no, it would accept the invalid data, but will allow you to move forward. Information, it is just FYI. It would give you an information that you have not given the correct entry. If you have not given me the right entry, but it would again allow you to go forward with it. So it is only for information. It would only have 2 signals, which is OK and cancel to remove it. So if you say OK, it would accept the invalid data, and if you say cancel, it would remove it and allow you to retry with the next set of data you wish to enter. So I've applied these error alerts in the complete detail set, if you would see. So in the last CGPA, if you would say, this is the input message I have given, that is I want the decimal number from 1 to 10. CGPA cannot exceed 10 is the description I have given. So if you see the data validation error alert here, so if I give an invalid data, this would be displayed and it would not allow me to, and the style is of course stop. So again, as in the input message, you can create your own alert signals, and this signature as in the sign with this error alert would be cross sign, and this information would be displayed. Let's see how it works. If I say 11 and say enter, so it is with the title strange, and I thought CGPU could, that is the same message that I wanted to display, and it is with the stop signal. If I say, and there is only an option of retry and cancel. So if I retry and cancel, both the things would be the same. And if I say cancel, it would remove. Retry would give me the option to edit it. So this is 10, and it is again converted into the decimal format of 2 decimals. Now, if you select this particular cell, and if I go to data validation rule here, error alert, I have selected warning here. So what if I enter a capitals here? Let's see how it works. I have not given a supporting message. So let's see how it looks. If I am entering caps lock ASD, so it is allowing me. But what are the options being given coming here is the value doesn't match. So continue, yes, no. So if I say yes, it would take the invalid data and move to the next cell. But if I say no, it would allow me to retry and give me the correct form of data, which is acceptable as per the data validation. So this is, we understand stop and warning. Now coming to your data validation rule for information. So here I have selected the style as information, and even if I change to different styles, the title and error message can be the same. So you are defining your own message which would be displayed. So it can be same with regard to any of the styles you choose. So I select information here. I say OK, the signs are changing with each and every style. For stop, it is cross. For warning, it is disclaimer. And for information, it is info sign. I say OK. And if this is the entered incorrect data, if you will see, I say enter. So it is giving me the information. Check the number you have entered. I say OK. So even if I have said OK, it has moved to the next set and it has accepted it. If I say cancel, it would allow me to redo it like it was with your warning stage as well. So this was about the error styles. Apart from this, now if you see, I have intentionally kept a left blank space here and have some invalid data as well. So if I select these 2 rows and want to know that what are the invalid data, because it was accepting these 2 columns were accepting invalid data as well, as I have given the information, or I have either selected style as information or as warning. So if I select circle invalid data, it would circle me the invalid data. And say the same can be removed by clear the validation circles. Fine. What I have done is in the data validation, up till now I was just using data validation. Now I have selected circle invalid data. So in the complete sheet, it is circled the invalid data. So by this, you know where your data validations have not been supported by the user, and you can verify that text by confirming from the respective person. So it was all about data validation and its control. And I hope you are able to realize how a boredom work like data entry can also made so much productive and fun using MS Excel and its features. Thank you. Do subscribe and click the bell icon if you are liking my videos and its content.